Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is by request. I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I buy bags, how I make various choices, contemporary versus high-end luxury versus pre-loved, dollar limits, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you're interested and you will stick around. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I do a lot of different kinds of videos. I do unboxings, reviews, comparisons, and just general chit-chats like these regarding luxury handbags and luxury goods, and contemporary as well, which to me are still luxury in very many ways. So the first thing that I do, like all of us, I like to browse a lot. Unfortunately, I will browse the various department store websites and I will browse the various designer websites, and I might come across something that I really love. Something that's new, a particular silhouette. Like for instance, a few weeks ago, I unboxed the Coach barrel bag, and the barrel shape happens to be very popular right now, and there's a lot of different versions of it circulating. So I will look and I will try to find whoever makes a barrel bag that I might be interested in. And then I'll think to myself, well, is it this particular brand that I'm in love with, or is it the shape that I'm in love with? Because sometimes it's just the shape. It's just a particular silhouette that I'm drawn to. And if it's just the particular silhouette that I'm drawn to, I'm not likely to go and spend a high dollar amount for a particular bag. So for instance, I bought the little Coach Nolita barrel. There's a Tory Burch barrel bag that's $498, which I am considering to add. There's a Longchamp barrel that's very similar in size to the Nolita from what I can understand, but I haven't seen it in person. And then there's the YSL Sade barrel bag, which is, I want to say, somewhere around $1,700 now. It went up since I originally saw it during the summer. So when I compare all of these, the Tory Burch looks very similar to the YSL. And if it's just the silhouette that I like, I'm more likely to choose the Tory Burch because I'm not a bag snob. I don't need to have the YSL label in order to feel fancy and to feel fulfilled. If it's the shape that I'm craving, I'm going to go for a good bargain. But in this particular case, I saw the Coach. I thought it was adorable for what it is, and for as much as I'm going to use it, spending $70 was just fine for me. So as far as a spending limit, I would say in general, I like to spend under $2,500. That's where I really feel most comfortable. So that includes a good portion of Louis Vuitton canvas bags and a good portion of leather bags as well from other designers. You can get bags for under $2,500 from Bottega Veneta, from Saint Laurent, from Givenchy, from Prada, from Gucci. I mean, there's a whole list of bags. You can even go under $1,500 and still get a lot of beautiful luxury bags. But, unless it's Chanel or Hermes, I'm not really likely to spend over the $2,500. It's really where I feel comfortable. But I've spent more than that. I spent more than that for my Wok. I spent more than that for my Chanel Hobo bag. So it's not an absolute, but it's just where I feel comfortable. And in order for me to spend that high dollar amount, there's got to be something really, really special about it. It's got to be either a total classic or something that I know I'm going to keep and I'm going to love forever. So with the blue Chanel bag, it just took my breath away. It's really a classic style. It's a color that I love. I know I'm going to use it for years. So even though it was ridiculously expensive, to me, it was really well worth it. So, in other situations, I don't really feel so compelled that I absolutely have to have the most expensive luxury item that's out there. If I can find something that's of an equal look at a lower price point. For instance, I've said a million times, I love Hermes. You know, I have a lot of Hermes jewelry. I have scarves, you know, just a lot of goods in general. I have several bracelets. Here's one of them. I have a ring. I mean, I really, really love Hermes. I love the look. I love the style. I love the quality, but I'm not on any kind of a journey. But when I saw the Her bag pop up online, I had to have it because it's a classic style. Whoops. It's a classic style. It's something that, you know, resembles a Kelly bag. And I do have this stuffed. Here we go. Pop that out. It resembles a Kelly bag, but it's much lighter. It's much more durable. And not because I don't want to spend money for a Kelly, but I really prefer this style to a Kelly for those reasons, because it's lighter, it's more durable. And I think that this was something like, when I bought it, maybe $2,700. So not really horrific by any means. And I have gotten a lot of use out of this bag in 2 years, almost 3 years now. And it's in like really amazing, amazing condition. There's not a mark on it, not a scratch on it. And I use this bag. I mean, I don't rub this leather against a textured wall. I don't wear anything that's going to dig into it or, you know, leave marks on it. The strap's gotten really nice and soft. I mean, it's a really beautiful bag. So to me, this is certainly a silhouette that I really like. I love a top handle. I love this style. And, you know, is it a replacement for a Kelly? No, because I really don't want a Kelly. It's just a beautiful bag that I love. Pardon me while I organize my things here. So, you know, with all those things in mind, I mean, I don't like to discount particular brands. I don't like to just limit myself to, I'm only going to buy this, I'm only going to buy that, I'm never going to consider this particular brand. There's definitely brands that I like more than others, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad brand. It just means that there's something about the aesthetic that appeals to me and something about the bag that appeals to me. For instance, I really am a huge fan of Marc Jacobs. So I love Marc Jacobs bags, and I would choose a Marc Jacobs bag over a Michael Kors bag. I've never really bought anything Michael Kors. Michael Kors doesn't appeal to me. Somebody had asked me about Fossil, and I've never really had any Fossil bags that I'm interested in. So there's certain brands that for whatever reason, it's just not something that appealed to me, but it surely doesn't mean that they're bad, because I am no expert. I mean, I'm just somebody who spends money on handbags and whatever. I mean, clearly, if I were a total expert, I probably wouldn't be spending a dime on any of these, because we all know that they're not worth it. So that's part of what goes into it. I mean, there's definitely brands that I look for. So if it's something that's not available anymore, obviously I'm going to have to go the pre-love route, and I'm going to have to take a look and see what's available. I love vintage styles. I have this vintage Tivoli from Jackie, which really isn't vintage. It's only about 14 years old, but I also have this beautiful vintage Longchamp, which looks like the Hermes Bolide, that I only paid $50 for. And guys, look how beautifully this cleaned up. I just used a little bit of saddle soap, and she is a beauty, and I have really enjoyed using her so far. This is a little sus, but do we care? No. I think it looks so cute. This is actual Hermes. You know, this looks like an Hermes Bolide, but it's not. It's a Longchamp, and I'm not trying to pass it off as anything. I'm just decorating it. So this is a style that I've always been interested in. So I searched, obviously, pre-love websites and eBay, and I found one that was in the best condition that I could find in a really beautiful color, and I only paid $49 for this. So Don't be fooled into thinking that if you want a vintage style, you always have to choose the most expensive bag, because I don't know how people analyze these things. I don't know really what they're looking at sometimes, because I bought some things on Fashion File that were listed as very good with no marks on them. No, nothing on them. Maybe there was just, a tiny spot that you just had to rub your finger over and it was just perfect. So I advise you always look at the pictures. Always look at the pictures. Look through everything. Make sure that you're satisfied with what you see. Don't always assume that the most expensive listing is going to be the best, because I've seen some things that were allegedly in excellent condition or giftable on Fashion File, for instance, that really, didn't fit the bill to me, Sometimes they'll have markdowns and markdowns and markdowns. So something that was originally a higher price could be marked down to something very, very reasonable. So always look at the pictures, look through everything. Sometimes you're going to find something that obviously is going to be a little bit pricey. There's definitely certain items like a Chanel Classic Flat, or for instance, a Birkin obviously might even be listed above retail because it's something that's in demand and sort of rare. So you're not really going to get a bargain, but you still could. I mean, it's possible. Always search and always look. Now, as far as when I buy, if it's a brand that goes on sale, I will wait until that brand goes on sale. If I'm buying Coach, unless it's a really hot item like the quilted tabbies, they're probably never going to go on sale. Usually if it's a hot item, when it first is released, and even for a good while later until it gets discontinued, it's not going to go on sale. So I might decide to wait until that's available on a department store website where I could get at least some loyalty points or some money back if possible. If it's a designer brand, a luxury brand that goes on sale, because some of them still do, I will try to get it on sale somewhere. I know Christian Louboutin goes on sale. Jimmy Choo, quite a few others wind up getting marked down. Well, Balenciaga, because nobody's really buying it. But there's several brands that get marked down. Givenchy, I would rather buy it when it goes on sale than when it's full price, because it just makes the FOMO of saving money awfully hard to swallow. So I just try to be really patient. I try to take my time. I try to make sure that I'm making the right purchase and that this is something that's really going to work for me. Because let's face it, guys, this stuff is not cheap. We don't need any of it. We really don't have to add another bag. We don't need another bag. I'm kind of getting sick with buying bags, even though I did buy something today, was on my wish list. So that's another thing that I will do. I will make a wish list and I will try to fulfill my wish list throughout the course of the year, and just try to be ready when something becomes available, that this is going to be something that I really want to add to my collection, and kind of be ready to snap it up when I possibly could. So that's my thought process. If you have any other questions, if you have any comments, please leave those in the description box below. And guys, again, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video with your friends. And for all of you guys coming back, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.